This is Dave Ellefson from Megadeth, and you're watching Pure Grain TV.
Public enemy number one.
Hey guys, we're talking to Dave here of Megadeth. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So how's this tour going?
So far it's been going good. First time playing here,
Oshawa, yeah.
I think ever. I mean,
I don't think Megadeth has ever been
I don't
to
believe
Oshawa.
so either, no.
This is the Gigantour, and you guys haven't had a Gigantour since 2008.
Right.
How come you guys decided to bring it back for 2012?
Well, we had a new album that just came out. This one here.
Yes, you can show it off.
That one just came out. We released it in November. And we wanted to get it out last year rather than wait until January to put it out. But it's not a good time to start a tour. We went down to South America and did a big Latin America tour for the month of November. And the single came out, of course, Public Enemy number one. And it was better. In fact, we had an offer to do a 2-week Canadian tour back in, I think, October or something. And we just decided to wait and tie it in to what we could call Gigantour and just do a whole big North America tour with that. And rather than leaving Canada out of that and doing Gigantour and then coming up here, it just, in general, just the timing of it worked out good. So we just
make it a big North American
tour.
tour.
Big thing. And you know, we started end of January all through February, early March. There's not a lot of big, or any big festival type tours going out, you know, these kind of big package tours. So this was a good time to do this. It's a good time to be out supporting our new album and give the fans some of the new songs off of that, and also go out with a bunch of our friends in Motörhead and Lacuna Coil and these new guys, Volbeat, who are tearing it up right now. They're doing great, man. Cool band, yeah. Right.
So anyways, you guys just released 13, and what songs are you playing from that record on this tour?
The ones that you'll have to come and see us play. So we're changing it up a bit. Right now, we flip between like 2 or 3 different songs. And we're actually dipping back into some of the older songs and pulling some of those out. You know, this year is 20th anniversary of Countdown to Extinction. So we've got all these albums, you know, like Peace L's and Rust in Peace and Countdown to Extinction.
Well, you did the Rust in Peace last year.
Pretty much everyone now is going to start hitting a 20 and a 25-year anniversary, like flip-flopping back and forth, almost year to year. So for the next few years. So which, you know, not that we're going to go theme a whole tour around that, but it's nice to know that we can go back and grab some songs from those albums and perform them, especially on a big event like this, and kind of tip our hat a little bit to some of those classic albums from back when.
Yeah, right on. So the writing for the album, how'd you guys go about writing this record?
Well, the initial phase really, I think, started when we were on the American Carnage tour back in 2010. I guess we started looking ahead, thinking, okay, we're going to have to start getting a new record together. So we started listening through to a bunch of riffs and lyrics. Dave and I started bantering some stuff back and forth. Sean had some ideas. Chris brought ideas to the table, and then when we went in to record is really when we really focused it in, because we had about 2 months to knock this thing out, from like May and June of 2011, and we literally walked right off the Big 4 stage in Indio, loaded into the studio, started cutting the tracks, and then I think our next show was July 2nd over in Germany, another Big 4 show. Yeah. So that was our window to get the album done. So it went good, you know. I mean, Dave and Johnny K hit it off really good, and I think, you know, Dave was in there just grinding out riffs and laying stuff down, and Sean would cut drums, and then I flew over and played bass, and then you know, Dave and Chris ping-ponged guitar days back and forth, and it was good because no one got burned out. Sometimes making records, you're in there and it can be pretty labor-intensive, but it was a good way to do it. Everybody stayed fresh, and it was very efficient, and we knocked it out, and I think it turned out pretty good.
You're right on.
Yeah.
So actually, I wanted to bring up something really amazing about this record. Is actually the art. I noticed that the concept of 13 was pretty much everywhere.
Right.
Like the script.
Well, and what's interesting about this page right here, I guess, too, is, you know, this brings in a lot of the other things from all the old albums. It kind of gives the chronology of, you know, there's Risk and Cryptic Writings and, you know, all the stuff through all 13 records, you know. So it tells it's kind of a timeline.
The Megadeth timeline, right?
The Megadeth timeline, yeah, and then us looking all suave in our, in our suits and ties there. So
You look very fancy.
it's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah. You gotta dress like that when you go to the Grammys, I guess. So it's probably the only time Megadeth ever dressed like that, actually.
Crimes unrepeatable. Public enemy number one.
Working with the Monkees and Public Enemy #1. Well, it was, first of all, I love the concept. We got several different directors send us their treatments, and that one was that was a hands down winner, because it's classic. And obviously we've never made a movie that I remember with animals in it outside of us and our fans being nuts on like Wake Up Dead or something, but it was great. And to have the animal trainers there with the monkeys. When I showed up, actually, on the set, they were in the car filming, and
so the driving scenes,
they're doing some of the driving scenes. So I was just kind of hanging out watching it, and how they're coaching the monkeys to jump up and down and how to look at each other, and it's amazing. I guess just like how you would train a dog. Yeah. These monkeys were very well trained, and then they'd let them hang out by catering and run around and they'd climb the tree, but they were very personable, and it's amazing how. I don't believe we came from monkeys, because if we did, why are there still monkeys, But it's amazing how close they are to us in a lot of ways. And my scene where I was in the bed with the one monkey, having my little fling with the monkey. And it was weird. One time she looked over and looked me dead in the eye, and it was kind of frightening, actually. She's just an animal, like you come over and freaking kill me right now, So respect the animals.
One of the greatest music videos I think I've seen.
Thank you.
In a long time, especially with the monkeys. And
it's different, and Megadeth. Even back in our early days, there's always kind of this tongue-in-cheek humor. That we'd have these real serious, pretty heavy ideas and concepts, but then we could do videos, and there'd always be kind of a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek twist. So it was cool to bring that back. That's an element about Megadeth that I think is good to bring back, especially on this album.
So metal's not just a serious thing. There could be some comedic humor to it.
Yeah, exactly. It puts a little bit of a lightness to it, and that way the song can still be heavy, and it can still have this isn't it's a fun lyric idea, So I think doing a video like this is appropriate for what the lyric is about.
Anyways, I heard that there's some religious thing going on with you right now. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah.
Know about it?
I'm in online seminary college. The actual campus is the Concordia Seminary back in St. Louis, which is for the Missouri Synod of the Lutheran Church. And I grew up a Lutheran kid. I my whole life, and for years, I don't know about your age, but my generation, and I think I speak on behalf of most metal people, it's like once we didn't have to go to church, we just got out of there, and we went and rocked out and did our thing, but once I got married and had kids and stuff, I kind of brought that back full circle. And my pastor, who I'm good friends with, he's a musician and very musically inclined, so he and I are friends, and he said to me, look, we've got these online courses that they're offering, and he goes, maybe you want to think about doing it while you're out on the road. It's something you could do on your laptop and over the internet. And I said, you know what, why not? I did my bachelor's degree in business a few years ago, and I did that online. And I like it. Years ago, me and Dave actually started taking some courses from University of Phoenix. That was probably back around like the cryptic writings era. Yeah. And it was funny because back then, I remember going to Japan and getting into the hotel. And this is before email was really hooked up. So I remember I was taking my laptop and my printer, and I have to print my homework, go down to the front desk, fax it back, and I live in Phoenix, and fax it back to Tucson, which is just like 2 hours down the road from Phoenix. Yeah. And so over the years, online education has gotten great, and I find that traveling the world is a great education, but it's good to keep your head into some academics. My kids are teenagers now, and they're obviously pretty heavy into their schoolwork, and I think keeping your head into some scholastic stuff, it's good for your brain. It gets you to think different about things, and that combined with traveling the world and playing rock and roll, it's like they're two very different sides of your brain that you use, but rather than being out here kind of turning into a vegetable, it's better to keep your acumen sharp and And I don't know. I enjoy it. It's something, regardless of what it is, I think higher education is always a good thing.
Anyway, so what's your plans for the rest of the world for 2012?
For the rest of the world, my plans for the world are to go tour the world. So this is really, well, like I said, we did South America. This is now North America. And then we're just now announcing dates for Europe coming up this summer, and then we've got the rest of the planet to go.
Yeah.
To go.
Are you planning to
pummel
come
with
back
13.
here soon, like after?
Well, we haven't even left yet. Well, yeah, we are actually, because actually Thursday we go to the United States, and then I think next week we come back to Canada. So yes,
Next week you're back in Canada.
Yeah, just a different part of Canada, not here in Oshawa, but over on the west side of Canada.
All right. Well, thanks for this interview. It's been nice
Welcome.
talking to you.
Welcome. See ya.